突月球车已经
16号叶河方向，相机拍照，图像下传。
The moon is set to become humanity's doorway to exploring the rest of our solar system. Although sending people to Mars is a big goal for many space agencies around the world, more and more experts believe that the moon could be an important stop along the way. This is because the moon's low gravity and the presence of water suggest it could provide the fuel needed for a journey to Mars. China is planning to build bases on the moon using bricks made from moon dust, and they might start this project by 2028. On April 8th, more than 100 researchers met up at Huazhong University of Science and Technology, HUST, for the Extraterrestrial Construction Conference. This event was China's first ever meeting on the establishment of forthcoming lunar bases. Eventually, building habitation beyond the Earth is essential, not only for all humanity's quest for space exploration, but also for China's strategic needs as a space power, asserted participant Ding Liayun. So what is their strategy? Ding might have a crucial role in helping China lay the foundation for its upcoming moon bases. His team at HUST has crafted various concepts for lunar bases, and has also devised technology to build them on the moon. One of these innovations is the Chinese Super Mason, an independent robot equipped with 6 legs, created to craft structures from bricks. As per reports, China is considering sending a Super Mason to the moon as part of the Chang'e 8 mission projected for 2028. Additionally, Ding's team has developed brick designs akin to Lego blocks, intending to manufacture them using 3D printing, lasers, and moon dust. This mission aims to build a lunar brick and test essential aspects like constructing houses, producing bricks, and establishing communication services on the moon. Wu, a prominent scientist at the China National Space Administration and leader of the country's lunar program, highlighted the significance of these endeavors. For questions of whether we can build a house, make bricks, and have access to communication services on the moon, they are expected to be verified by Chang'e 8 experiments, which will provide a guarantee for large-scale lunar scientific exploration in the future. Lunar soil will be our raw material, and it will be printed into construction units, he said. The concept of utilizing additive manufacturing technology to create structures from lunar soil, also known as regolith, is not new. In a recent development, NASA awarded a $57 million contract to Icon, a Texas-based company, to develop a 3D printing machine for constructing moon-based structures. Wu Weiren explained that this facility will be developed in 3 stages, with the initial phase expected to be completed around 2030 by the Chang'e 8 lander. In the subsequent decade, the base will undergo enhancements to transform it into a research center for scientists. Furthermore, a deep space satellite constellation named Queqiao, meaning Magpie Bridge in Mandarin, will be deployed to provide communication and navigation support for manned lunar missions, as well as for future deep space explorations. The station will be primarily operated by robotic systems, while also being designed to accommodate astronauts for shorter stays. After 2040, Wu envisions the transformation of the base from an experimental research station into a versatile, multifunctional establishment. Liu Jizhong, a scientist in China's Deep Space Exploration Initiative, elaborated on the station's objectives. Firstly, it will drive the advancement of crucial technologies encompassing spaceflight, energy, communication, navigation, and the teleoperation of lunar surface machinery. Secondly, the station will serve as a platform for scientific experiments and mineral exploration based on the moon. Liu emphasized, scientifically speaking, the station will help researchers to better study a host of questions like the creation and evolution of the moon, what happened in the early ages of the universe, and the ties between the Earth and the moon. As the establishment of the lunar base remains a distant goal, these recent announcements are likely to intensify the growing competition between the United States and China in the world of space exploration. Both nations are striving to assert their dominance beyond Earth's immediate surroundings. Although it's not entirely clear who holds the current lead, one thing is evident. The moon is poised to witness a significant increase in human activity in the forthcoming decades. China is actively seeking collaborators for this endeavor, mirroring the United States' efforts to gain support for its Artemis program. In April, Wu Weiren emphasized that the International Lunar Research Station, ISRO, is open for participation to all nations and international organizations. DSEL was established in 2022 and functions as a contractor for lunar exploration, actively engaging in the ILRs and fostering global collaboration. Wu Weiren emphasized the inclusive nature of the International Lunar Research Station initiated by China. He extended an invitation to developed countries such as the United States and European nations, as well as expressing hopes for the participation of BRICS countries and certain developing nations in Africa. BRICS refers to the consortium of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. We have put forward an initiative for all to sign contracts, deals, or strategic agreements of intent, Wu affirmed. Bowen, an associate professor at the University of Leicester, noted that the intricate details of agreements between China and smaller partners or participants in their respective lunar initiatives hold paramount significance, much like the United States Artemis program. He stated, "These are symbolic gestures today, whilst the actual contributions and returns in material, financial, political, and human terms remain to be seen. The precedents both ILRS and Artemis may set for the future governance of the Moon within the Outer Space Treaty (OST) framework, make it increasingly attractive for many smaller states or emerging space powers to sign up for one or both lunar projects and have a say in the Moon's political future, and that of the OST's implementation as the Moon gets busier. Russia, Pakistan, the United Arab Emirates, and the Asia-Pacific Space Cooperation Organization, APSCO, have formally entered into agreements to participate in the International Lunar Research Station, ILRS, with over 10 additional countries and organizations currently in discussions for similar agreements. This information comes from a report in the state-owned Takung Pao newspaper. Malaysia is among the countries engaged in negotiations for project involvement, as reported by the China Press, a Kuala Lumpur-based news source. Furthermore, Venezuela has expressed a favorable response to an invitation to join the ILRS. The overarching goal of the ILRS initiative is to establish a permanent lunar base by the 2030s, with a series of preliminary missions planned before the conclusion of the present decade. A presentation shared by the Deep Space Exploration Laboratory, DCEL, a component of the China National Space Administration, CNSA, outlined China's aim to finalize the signing of agreements and memorandums of understanding with space agencies and organizations that would serve as founding members of ILRS-CO. This process is anticipated to conclude by October of this year. Initial signatories of the International Lunar Research Station, ILRS, project will be entitled to more advantageous terms and enhanced privileges as founding members. The central administration of the ILRS initiative will be situated within the Deep Space Science City, located in Hefei within the Anhui province. This hub will house specialized centers devoted to activities such as design simulation, operational control, data processing, sample preservation, and research, along with centers dedicated to international training. These centers will be named after the planets of our solar system, using their Chinese appellations. China's objective is to establish a clear delineation of responsibilities within the ILRS project and to finalize the formulation and endorsement of intergovernmental agreements among the founding nations of the International Lunar Research Station Cooperation Organization, ILRS-CO, by the conclusion of the year 2024. China has a series of significant undertakings planned before to embark on the construction of its maiden lunar brick. By 2025, the Chang'e 6 mission is slated to be dispatched to the Moon for sample collection, while in 2026, Chang'e 7 will touch down on lunar soil in search of water resources that could serve future lunar explorers. The success of these missions could be very important in helping China reach its goal of sending its first astronauts to the Moon by 2030. This fits with the bigger plan of creating stable bases on the Moon where people can stay for a long time. It might take us 20 to 30 years or longer to eventually settle down on the Moon, but we must start working together now, emphasized Yu Dengyun, Deputy Director of the Science and Technology Committee at the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, in an interview with China Science Daily. Leading Chinese lunar scientist Wu Weiren confidently asserted that China will undoubtedly have a human presence on the moon within the next 7 years. By 2030, the Chinese people will be able to set foot on the moon. That's not a problem, declared Wu Weiren, chief designer of China's lunar exploration program, in an interview with Chinese broadcaster CCTV on April 18th, just ahead of the country's National Space Day on April 24th. So what do you think about the base on the moon? Would you want to go there? Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear them. With that said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.